Good morning, my YouTube peeps. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I've got all sorts of things planned today. But one thing I am planning on doing today is sewing. I am fixing to sew. I'm going to clean up my table. I'm going to bring my sewing machine out here because I don't like working in my studio. I like working on the kitchen table, so by God, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make a couple of things, or start making some things. One thing that I'm going to make is a hack to keep my little tiny dog from going through the fence. I had seen something somewhere that was like a collar, sort of this inflatable collar you could put around their necks. It attaches to their regular collar and it blows up. And I think these things were originally designed as an alternative for the cone of shame, you know, the Elizabethan collar that you'd put on your dogs when you had them spayed or when you didn't want them to lick their paws or whatever. And this thing is a blow-up. It's like a pillow. So I started searching around and I found something else that it's so simple, I wish I'd thought of it. It's called puppy bumper. And a puppy bumper is a sewn donut that's been stuffed with fiberfill or something, and it attaches to your dog's collar, and it, you know, let's say I'm Mallory, right? It sticks out about this far, and it keeps dogs from going through holes, primarily little dogs from going through wrought iron, not rod. It's not wrought iron. It's not R-O-D iron. It's wrought, W-R-O-U-G-H-T, wrought iron. Anyhow, okay, I did it a freaking again. I'm always forgetting. Oh, gosh, I'm cattywampus. Let's see here. This is like on Batman, you know, where the room is backward when they're fighting. Whenever they're in, like, the Joker's lair, the background is off. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode. I forget so often. And that was my husband calling, incidentally. He is so sweet. He called to say that he was looking on Mountain Swap, which is like a local kind of Craigslist sort of deal up here. And he'd found a brown leather purse for $8, and he just had to call and see if I wanted it, because the last handbag I bought when I was up visiting Leanne, I got at a Goodwill. It was that big old green leather thing that smelled so wonderful, that I also spent $8 for. And so in Grant's mind, he put together a handbag and $8, and boy, he just had to call and see if I wanted another one. I'm like, honey, I would say yes, except for that I've probably got 5 or 7 handbags just packed in a box somewhere. So when the green leather one wears out, I'm just going to pull out another one. Thanks, but no thanks. He's so sweet. So anyhow, I am going to sew, and I'm going to make up one of those little puppy bumper style dog things that keep your dog from going through the fence. Although I'm going to do mine a little bit differently. They're just a round donut. I was thinking there's a couple things I could try. One, actually 3 things. I could make it into the shape of a heart. Wouldn't that be cute? You could call it puppy love, and it would be the shape of a heart, keeps them going through the fence. Of course, it would have to be more on a harness, because the heart part's going to want to slide around to the bottom, the heavier part. So it would be a harness style. And I do have a harness for her, so I think I would mess around with that. Then another way to do it would be to make the round donut, but make it scalloped so it looks like a flower. Wouldn't that be cute? Maybe even have, like, you know, leaves coming out on the sides. Then I was thinking you could do them that are adjustable, where you make it in these like wedge shaped sections, and you put on as many sections as you need to fit around the dog's neck. So, you know, you could buy a starter of like 5 sections and an additional of 4 or something like that. So you could put it on your big dog, or if you want to keep them from licking, or you could put it on your small dog if you want to keep them from going out. So there's all kinds of interesting ideas that I'm now jumping into off of this puppy bumper deal. So I will keep you guys posted. I will show you what I end up figuring out, and if it even works. And it looks like it works. I saw videos, YouTube videos showing a little dog, like a little Maltese or something, trying to get through, you know, a fence very much like the one I've got. no can do. So I didn't find any other companies. I just did kind of a cursory search, and I didn't find any other companies that do this kind of puppy bumper deal on a big scale anyway. I bet you can probably find them on Etsy and places like that, Etsy. So I think I'm going to come up with some of my own design ideas. So I'm going to do that, and then the other thing that I need to start doing is making slip covers for my mom's furniture. Well, I keep calling it's my furniture now. It used to be my mom's, that she bought in 1971, and it still has the original upholstery on it, and the upholstery is in good shape, and I want to protect it. So it is slip cover time, and I'm torn. I have some fabrics that all kind of coordinate in salmon and green and, you know, cream colors, and it'll go nicely in my room and be real pretty. And then I'm thinking it would be fun to do something that was like more boho, right, with a real mix of, like, you know, burnout velvet and striped taffetas and all these different sorts of things, and use more intense colors than these muted colors that I'm going to try. So what I may end up doing is do a set of both. I mean, do one that's like super fancy, and then do one that's more like, you know, cottons that I can wash and put back on the furniture. So anyhow, I'm going to keep you up to date on that. But today I'm going to do some sewing. And tomorrow I will probably, tomorrow's the mask video, Goober versus Guru. And then Sunday I will probably upload some videos showing you some of the things that I made. And maybe showing you the, how well it works on the little dog to keep her in. So, on that note, this was just a quick hey howdy for Saturday morning. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. My peeps, I am making some headway on this sewing thing. I'm working on the little collar for Mallory. I found this really pretty fabric. Let me show you. This was left over from pillows that I made a couple of years ago for my front porch. Isn't this pretty? Pink and green paisley. It's a mate-lissé, I think. Mate-lissé, I think is how you pronounce the kind of weave that it is. It's kind of a textured weave. And this is what I've done so far. Let me show you. Well, first of all, I figured that the thing needed to be about as round as this bowl. So I used this bowl as the thing I traced to sew as the sewing line. Then I measured her neck, and it turns out that the top of a Mod Podge container is about the right distance around her neck. So I put that in the center and traced. So this is what I ended up with. You see that? You can see where I've traced the bowl and then the Mod Podge thing. I cut it up the center because, you know, you have to be able to put it around. And then I'll put a tie or a snap or some Velcro or something like that. So after I put it around and I get her collar on, I can just tie it together. And I'm making, I'll show you the inside. I'm making these little tabs that are to the inside. There'll be 4 of them. And then her collar will slip through these tabs, and it will, that's what will secure the donut pillow to her collar. And I'm doing the whole, I'm just hand sewing it right now because I just didn't want to go through the hassle of cleaning everything up and bringing the sewing machine out and oiling it and then having it screw up a little bit and then having to figure out why, and it just was too much. So I've got a needle and thread, and I'm just simply sewing these. So I will come back to you and do the big reveal after I put it on her. Hang loose, wait for me. Well, she's tried to get out through a hole by the fence there. Didn't try it. She could tell it wasn't going to work. Then she tried to climb through some holes over here. Couldn't do it. Now, one thing with this collar, you know, you wouldn't want to leave the dogs, you wouldn't want to leave a dog unattended, really. You know, if you're gonna let them out with these collars, you'd probably want to, you know, be keeping an eye on her through the window. Make sure she doesn't get, because it's not a breakaway collar. So if she gets stuck on something, she could be hanging there, and that you don't want. I've also given some thought, and I think it probably makes more sense to put this on a harness as opposed to a collar, because you know, with a harness, if they get stuck on something, they have a lot less chance of being hung or strangled. So I think I'm going to work up a harness, or get her harness and see if I can work the thing up on that. But so far so good. She's been doing some fence testing. And hey, Bolt. Let's see, she's going to do it again. There we go. She's going to try to get out. She is definitely going to try to get out. She's trying. She wants out right there. Now, it's hard to tell if she put a lot of force against that thing, if she could push it through there. I filled it up pretty tightly, so I don't know. I don't think she'd be able to squish it through there. I think she would have a real hard time getting through there. Now, if she went at a side angle, maybe she could. So that could be an issue. So anyway, so far so good. It's nice to just be able to sit out here with her now and not like have her on a lead. Just have her be able to. Now she's going to try to get out. Let's see what happens. They see another. They see birds. Hey, Sambo! They see Sam. Sam's outside just walking around like nothing's going on. There she is, quivering like a chihuahua. She's doing the chihuahua quiver. Boy, she wants to get out there and wreak some havoc with a bunch of dogs. Yes, she does. Hey, Bolt, buddy, it's cool. Put your hackles down. You know those dogs lived here before you did. You could tell by the way they smell. Where are you going? What are you doing? I don't know. I think we're doing pretty good with this collar thing. Oh, there's Mr. Mike coming back from feeding.
No, I went fishing.
Oh, he went fishing. Got some mosquito fish? What? You want a hug?
Better, I don't hug people that are loud. No, I'm going to dump it down there because it's been still full.
Right. Yeah, good idea.
Mosquitoes starting to really, I got me a passel of them. I'm going to put it in there.
Okay, well you go feed those mosquitoes to those fish, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
She's wearing her, yeah, donut head. She's wearing her new, okay, now we're going to see if she can actually get out. Because now she's motivated. Now she's going to really try. She's going over to her spot. She's saying, man, I want out of here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to climb this fence, by God. Yeah, you've been thwarted, huh? Okay, I think I'm going to cautiously pronounce the collar a win. So we'll see what happens.